What's up guys? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you are part of the Super Foodie fam here. My name is Tessa. I am a last year doctorate of pharmacy program student as well as a NASM certified personal trainer, and I'm working on a nutritionist and health coaching certification at the moment. So I am super jazzed to be talking about this topic today because my pharmacist in me has this one idea about flu shots, and then the holistic side of me about preventing medications and using herbals and natural remedies has this whole other side about this flu shot. Should I get it? Should I not? Is it worth it? What are the side effects? All of these questions I will be answering in this video today, so I am incredibly excited about it. I would like to put a little disclaimer in there. I will be talking about it through a pharmacist student perspective, and then I will also give my personal opinion about it, and I will make sure that those two are very separate and very clear for you guys, because my opinion is based on my experiences, my situation, what I feel is right for me personally. So it has nothing to do with other people or recommendations or what I think you should be doing with your life. It is just completely my opinion, my experience. Okay guys, I've devised a plan. So this is my white coat. So obviously we get these at the beginning of our doctorate of pharmacy program, and then when we go into the real world, we will get like a real person white coat that doesn't have our university name on it. So I figured when I'm talking about pharmacy facts, I'm gonna be wearing my white coat. You know, pharmacy, this is where we shine. Immunizations. I got stuck. This is where we shine. Immunizations, OTC medications, prescription medications. More and more we're getting into health coaching, herbal remedies. So if you got any questions about anything medicinal, we pharmacists know what we're talking about. So when I'm wearing this, I am future Dr. Heitkamp, traditional Western healthcare provider. When I'm taking it off, that's when I'm just Tessa, and I'm just talking to you one-on-one. I think one thing that is important to know to put everything into context is actually what is the flu. Most of us tend to think of the flu as, oh, it's just a virus, you get sick for a few weeks, you feel a little bit achy, but after that, you're fine. But actually the flu can be a very serious disease, especially younger children, older adults, and individuals with autoimmune diseases and chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes. It's a little bit hard to pinpoint, but the Center of Disease Control actually found that there was about 40,000 to 60,000 individuals that died from flu complications last year, and an overwhelming amount of those were individuals who weren't vaccinated. The next thing that is important to know is the efficacy of the flu vaccine. More and more often people are asking, is it effective? Is it even doing anything? What's the point of getting a flu vaccine if in 2 months the strains that are in the vaccine are completely different than the virus circulating in the public? So the CDC estimates that the flu vaccine on average is about 40 to 60% effective. When you say 40 to 60%, that doesn't seem like a lot, but that is because the flu virus is constantly changing, morphing into different things, and it's really hard to predict what strain of flu is going to be prevalent in today's society. Also really difficult to make these vaccines. It takes a long time to produce these vaccines in mass quantities, and by the time that the manufacturer gets it to the pharmacy and injects it in you, it could be a little different than what's circulating. However, if you get the flu and you got the flu shot, you are less likely to have complications of the flu, and it's more likely that your symptoms will be less severe than those who don't get the flu vaccine. So even though the efficacy isn't, 90%, it's still doing something for you. It's still protecting you. It's still helping you. And once again, it's preventing those deaths associated with the flu. All right, guys, don't have the white coat off. We just talking like I'm talking to a friend. Everything that I just stated is 100% true. The flu can be a serious disease, especially in those categories that I listed. However, individuals like me, I'm, in my 20s, I'm super healthy. I exercise every day, healthy, balanced diet, don't have any chronic diseases, fortunate enough to be in a very clean, safe, healthy environment. Those individuals who are dying and getting hospitalized, most of the time those individuals are young children, frail old adults, people with chronic disease that are very sick in general, and there were 40 to 60,000 individuals who died from flu complications out of the 325 million of us. But those are still people. They still have lives, they still have families, they still have people that they left behind. But someone like me could probably fight off the flu if I got it. However, I personally am around small children, I have grandparents, I have individuals in my life that have those chronic diseases, and even if I could fight off the flu, I could still be a carrier and be contagious of the flu and then pass it on to individuals who are susceptible to have complications of the flu. So if I was talking to someone friend to friend, I would honestly recommend getting the flu vaccine if you're around small children, if you're around frail adults, and those populations that are susceptible to having flu complications and dying from the flu. I'm still gonna promote natural remedies to prevent getting the flu and treating the flu, but I just think personally, why wouldn't you prevent something that could cause severe complications in other people's lives or in your own? And I understand that other holistic minded people would be like, why would you inject that into yourself and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm gonna put my white coat back on and we're gonna talk a little bit more about what's in the vaccine, some of the side effects, and some of the potential problems that you could have if you get the flu vaccine. Gotta get this bad boy back on. I'm actually super sad because I'm graduating in May, and you know, pharmacy school is stressful. There's a lot of things that go down. There's a lot of sleepless nights of racking your brain, just trying to cram it with all this information. And me and this white coat been through a lot together. And come May, I'm gonna get a new white coat at a new job, and I'm just gonna feel like I'm cheating on this white coat. We've been through so much, you know? Anyway, so who's the flu vaccine recommended for? Who should get it? Well, pretty much everyone and anyone, except if you're less than 6 months old. If you're less than 6 months old, not really recommended for you. Anyone, everyone, especially those individuals who are at risk for flu complications. So people with egg allergies have to be very, very careful when they go in to get a flu vaccine. There are vaccines out there that are not produced in chicken eggs. Just because you have an allergy to eggs does not mean that you can't get the flu shot. If you're pregnant, like I said, the CDC recommends it at any stage of pregnancy because the antibodies can then also pass on to your child. Some of the typical side effects that happen with a flu vaccine is a little bit of a sore arm, so all you gotta do is just move that arm back and forth. You can exercise afterwards, you can do anything afterwards getting a flu shot. Just don't ice it for the first like maybe 20 minutes. Just let it, let it be. But then afterwards, if it hurts, ice it. Take a little ibuprofen, take a little turmeric if you're, about that natural life. But generally, the sore arm is pretty much all you get. The next thing that might happen is, you might get a little bit achy the next day. You might not feel your best. You might have a little bit of sniffles. That is not because you're getting the flu from the flu vaccine. Sorry, I got a little bit more personal instead of professional in that statement. The flu vaccine is still activating your immune system, so you might get flu-like symptoms within that first couple days after the vaccine. And that is strictly because that is just how your body feels when your immune system is ramping up. I will say that it takes about 2 weeks to get the full immunity from those strains. So if you do come in contact with someone with the flu, potentially you could get the flu very, very close to when you got the flu vaccine. It is a rare occasion, and unfortunately, those individuals just have really, really, really bad luck. If you do have serious side effects, usually within the first couple minutes, you're still at the pharmacy. Pharmacies and doctor's office have amazing protocols to help you. They have all the tools that you need that you will be safe if you have a reaction to it. But once again, very, very rare. The next question I always get is, when should you get the flu vaccine? So the flu vaccine efficacy lasts about 6 months. So you want to be protected up until March, because March is usually when the flu season starts to tickle off a little bit. This is both my professional and personal opinion. So usually beginning mid-October is when I recommend people getting the flu vaccine. Of course, it is never too early to get the flu vaccine, and it's never too late to get the flu vaccine. Come December, you want to get that flu vaccine, I promise you, they will be available still for you at your local pharmacy. All you have to do is walk in, tell them your name, give them your insurance company information if you have that, and then they'll stick you in like 5 minutes. It'll be over, done with. It's super easy at the pharmacy. So you can get it at any time, but generally, if you get it within that October range, you have the full 6 months and you're covered up until March. So yes, once again, personally, I would recommend that people get it, because why would you ever want to deal with something if you can prevent it? I'm all about preventative measures. A lot of people ask me, you know, hey, isn't it better to just fight off the flu instead of getting the flu vaccine? And I honestly can see both sides to that, because the flu vaccine isn't exactly where we want it to be. In an efficacy standpoint, a lot of individuals might be healthy and not have chronic disease and not be around children or grandparents or elderly individuals. And I really struggle with this personally, because as a healthcare provider, I am mandated. I have to get the flu vaccine. I don't have a choice. I work with a sick population. I'm around children. I'm around elderly adults, around people with chronic diseases. I need to get it. And I hear the argument of this whole idea of vaccines is based on fear. Yeah, it's true. You're scared. You don't want people to die. You don't want people to have problems. And whenever I'm presented with that, I'll say to them, do you eat in a healthy way? Well, yeah, I don't want to get a disease when I'm old. Do you exercise on a regular basis? Well, yeah. Why do you exercise on a regular basis? I'm stronger. I just feel like I have a higher quality of life. So if you exercise because you want to get stronger as you get older and not have to worry about breaking a hip or osteoporosis, and you eat in a healthful way because you don't want to deal with chronic disease, those two are based on this fear of getting older and having a chronic disease. So isn't that the same argument with getting a vaccine? That you don't want to have something that turns into severe complication either for you or a loved one. And I know that conversation can be opened up to other vaccines, but right now we're solely focusing on that flu vaccine. If you want me to go over other vaccines that have controversy about them, put it below in the comments. I'd love to do a video on it. I think overall, the flu vaccine is really, really helpful. Prevention is better than a pill. I will always say that. I will always speak loud about that. If you guys have any questions whatsoever on this topic, make sure to put it in the comments. Send me a DM on Instagram. My handle is @thesuperfoodpharmacist. I am extremely, extremely happy to answer any questions whatsoever. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know this video was a little bit more educational versus not as fun and interactive as my normal videos, but I really wanted to create this video because it's such an important topic and it's coming up on flu season. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would also love it if you could share this video on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on anything, because we really need to start this conversation and people need to understand more about vaccines and medication and healthcare in general, because it's really starting to be more on the patient to manage their healthcare and prevent some of these diseases. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.